Hi, I'm Avni Apte from Class 10 Peach and I'm the chair of the organizing committee for the Youth Summit 2021-22.
And I'm Riya Bhotika from Class 10 Saffron and I'm the co-chair for the same.
Now today we'll be announcing the Youth Summit 21-22.
A quick overview of the agenda for today is what we'll be talking about is what a Youth Summit actually is, more about it, why you should be involved, the major topics and important dates you should keep in mind.
Now before we get started, I'm sure all of you are watching this at home online and I'd like to ask you a question. How many of you have heard of a Youth Summit before? If it's possible and you have heard of a Youth Summit before, then please raise your hands. Now, I'm sure some of you must have heard of it, but even if you haven't, we'll be explaining what a Youth Summit is. The main aim of our Youth Summit is to give a platform to passionate young thinkers. The Youth Summit will be a two-day conference based around 4 very relevant topics. The youth's opinions on global issues are often overlooked by adults because we are considered too young to talk about these topics. But I personally believe that fresh perspectives or the youth's perspectives are irreplaceable in any given discussion. To be a part of the change and to change the norms, you can apply to be a part of the Youth Summit.
Now, as you can see on your screen, these are the topics that we have chosen for our Youth Summit. The first one being media ka khulasa. Now, if you ask any average teenager what the first thing they do after they get up in the morning is, almost all of them will say they check their social medias. Media, both social media and real media like newspapers, is the primary source of all our information, whether we like it or not. Social media is something that we have started to use extensively in the past few years, especially due to the pandemic. We couldn't meet people, so texting and calling became the prerequisite way of talking to people. But now, something that I feel like we fail to realize every day is something that is so extensively used by the kids or the youth is designed by adults. So is there any scope of improvement for the layout of social media and how we can, better the consumption of the same? Another topic that you can talk about in this very interesting topic is the navigation of media in itself. Because media is not inherently black or white, it is a gray space. How we use it and operate it is the way we define media for ourselves. So, we need to come up with norms for media itself. So that's another very interesting point for you.
Okay. Now the second topic is education and unemployment. Now all of the above topics are incredibly important, but employment as well as education is something that not only is a part of our present and past, but also our future. By this point in our lives, we've already invested 14 or 15 years of our time into education. Why is it that even today, the youth doesn't have a say in what we're taught in schools? How is it that today we are hearing about high school dropouts and college dropouts being millionaires or billionaires even without formal education? Does that mean that formal education as we know it is no longer a prerequisite for employment? Does it affect the quality of our employment or the chances of getting employed? There are so many questions under education and employment that you yourselves can ask and answer through the Youth Summit. So that's education and unemployment for you.
The next topic is an increasingly relevant one. It's Gen Z talks gender. In recent times, we have seen that the rigidity around gender norms has eased completely. Today, in the 21st century, we can come out and say, no, this is not how I express my gender, and be completely accepted for it. Or well, almost completely. There's still so much scope for improvement, and that is something that can be spoken about. But I also feel like the increasing openness of your own gender expression has helped people, express themselves better and understand themselves better. So this is a very interesting topic that can be spoken about. Another thing that you can touch upon in this very vast topic is the systemic and historic oppression of women, because it is something that can still be seen all over India, if not the world, and it is something that does need to be corrected but is too deeply rooted. So how do we go about removing it and giving back the right of equality? But another thing that I feel like we should all really think and talk about is men's mental health, because it is often neglected. When a man opens up, he's always told to man up. But who decided what a man is? Who decided that a man is not allowed to express emotions? So, there's a lot that can be spoken about for Gen Z Talks Gender, and that is that topic for you.
The final topic for you is hacking cybersecurity. Now, the name is ironic and some of you may find it funny, but the topic by itself is an incredibly serious one. Being a teenager, or forget teenager, being a human being in the 21st century has led to cybersecurity being a need of the hour. Cybersecurity, or cybersecurity awareness as we know it, has become increasingly important with the rise of deepfakes, malwares, and frauds, UPI transactions, and so much more. Hacking cybersecurity is something that all of us need to talk about and, more importantly, need to educate each other about. I have personally seen that the awareness about cybersecurity varies from person to person. So if you are one of those people who knows more about cybersecurity than your peers, take this opportunity to educate the masses as well as propose new solutions.
Yeah. Now, a few important details for you to remember are that the dates of the actual summit will be the 7th and 8th of January, which is a Friday and Saturday for your benefit. And the venue for this will be the Orchid School Auditorium, most probably.
Now, finally, why should you be involved? First and foremost, the experience. We promise or we guarantee that you will not regret this. The experience is going to be the highlight of the entire summit for every individual, and the entire organizing committee has been working incredibly hard to make sure that we deliver on this promise. Second of all participants will receive awards. Now, I've made a note there that the certificate is a bonus and the experience is what will really count, and that's why the awards has been put second to the experience. Keep that in mind when you apply for the Youth Summit, and don't do it just for the certificate.
Yeah, we want people that are actually passionate about the topic they're talking about. So keep that in mind when you're applying.
Absolutely.
Now, a few points for you to remember are that the application forms have been shared already. They are in all your inboxes as well as your WhatsApp groups with your teachers.
There is no first come, first serve policy, so I request all of you not to rush your applications.
So now the norms about your abstracts as well as a synopsis or a guideline for every topic will be included in the form.
And please use the Diwali break to submit a well-composed abstract.
The due date of the form is the midnight of 16th November 2021, which is one day after our school reopens.
Shortlisted participants may be called for an interview or presentation round. Now, the reason behind this is, even though the application process includes a 250-word written abstract, the presentation is going to be spoken. You will have to talk to a live audience, and we want people who are capable of doing just that. So that was it, everyone. Thank you so much for being such a patient audience, and we hope you're interested to apply.
Yeah, we really look forward to reading all your applications. Thank you.